What's up, YouTube? This is D from Brooklyn, and we're going to do something a little different today, a little au natural, a little aqua hydra, just au natural aquarium topic and walkthrough of what's going on outside. So let's go. Let me stop shaking you.
From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh ha ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh ha ha!
Enough with the shark bait.
Sharkbait! Ooh, but
All right, let's take a walk outside. Now we are in the backyard. It's nice outside, really important during this isolation period. Now that people are starting to get outside, to actually enjoy outside. And by dealing with a lot of people, fortunately my job, I have to deal with a lot of people, the importance of interacting with your environment is more important now than ever. So let's take a look at what's going on outside. Well, today the neighbor's going to provide the soundtrack. Thank you, YouTube. Copyright me right now. So we're getting a lot of rainy days followed up by cloudy, overcast days. So the garden's doing really good. All the manned vegetables, tomatoes, everything is coming up, which brings me to the greenhouse. Now, you know the greenhouse went through its struggles. You know the plastic is pretty much a screen now, more than plastic. And I had a ton, an absolute ton of duckweed in the tub here. I'm trying not to drop the phone in there, but I'm gonna get you in for a zoom close up. Hopefully you can see them. There you can see the white clouds have wintered up completely in this tub of water. But my thing is getting the duckweed out. Now, I think the heat has kind of shocked it in the last couple of weeks because it went from cold to hot, cold to hot. But I haven't started feeding them on a regular, but I have been feeding them intermittently, so they've been living off of a lot of the larvae and plant matter that's in the tub. And I'm thinking of switching the tub out, but since this has been here so long and the biological cycle has already been pretty stable in here, I'm really hesitant to do that. I may just get some of that Flex Seal and try to fix the leak if I can find it. There's a leak in here somewhere where the water won't go higher than this, but as you can see, everything is growing without any help from me, and it's looking pretty good. So I'm hoping that I get some little baby white clouds in the next week or two with the fluctuations in the temperature. Now, it has been cool since it's not sealed, since the plastic is so screwed up on this greenhouse. I'm wondering if I could actually get this plastic replaced. But the good thing, something good comes out of everything. The good thing is usually this greenhouse would be like 99 degrees, but in the sudden raise in temperature, it's stabling out at about 75 to 78 degrees. If you can read it on a little cheap thermometer that I got from Dollar Tree a while ago. It's not quite 80, so that's a good thing because I won't be worrying about super duper heat. And look at all the lettuce. I got lettuce growing literally out the door of the greenhouse. So yeah, thank you, soundtrack neighbor. So yeah, I got lettuce pumping in here and the fish are doing good. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do in this other space. Like I got spiders coming up in here. I didn't plan on using this. I just had to put this little free tank I had sitting in the backyard. I had to put it somewhere. But if you guys remember last year, I had a ton of mollies, Daniels, and something else I forgot in this little tub, but I drained it at the end of the year. I should have probably left the water in it like I did for the other tank. So learn from me if you can. If you have a painted tub or colored tub, you can probably just put the cover on it and leave it for the winter. This way you have cycled water and biological life that will be stabilized over the summer and winter months in your system. So I took that out, whereas this one I left it in. So next year I'll do that differently. Look at these guys just racing around in there. Crystal clear water, no movement. There is no filtration on this tub whatsoever. There's no solar panel. I did have the solar powered air pump running, but that wasn't working. And shout out to you guys that really went to my YouTube channel and gave me some helping tips on how to get that working again. There was some settings that I got to mess with, so I'm going to mess with that a little later, maybe in another video. Let's walk over to the tub. Oh damn, now my soundtrack just drove off. Thanks, neighbor, that was really unexpected. This is Brooklyn life, brother. Live in Brooklyn, you get Brooklyn life. So these guys are chilling. I actually watered everything because it's about 80 degrees out here in Brooklyn today. So these are my blueberries. I just kind of running them around the grapevine and just kind of creating a little more shade. And if you look close, this is the tub. If you're following, I put a few of the Daniels, the leopards, COP, the Celestial Pearl is in here. Celestial Pearls are in here. My fry from last year, which are not fry anymore. You'll see them zooming around. I have about half a dozen, maybe 8 or 9 in here. I don't even remember. They're doing all right. Everything is balancing out. I added a little garden hose water. Only reason I did that is because it was a little low. The water was getting real warm. The thing about it, tip number 1, if you're having your tub outside sit in a really sunny place, you're going to get super duper temperature swings. Now this one was in the high 70s. I just added some water, so it's, if you can focus there, let me see, I can focus. It's just below the green, so it's about 70 now, because I just took the hose here and added some water. Good thing about that is you get a lot of UV outside, so you don't have to worry about the dechlorination process. You can add dechlorinator if you want to, put a little capsule or whatever in it. I didn't, yada yada yada. Don't be like me, I'm not by the book. I put some scallions in here. If you're wondering what these are, scallions will grow like crazy. If you have an open top tub, 100% scallions have the most beautiful bloom. If you can find a way to secure them so they don't topple over, they grow really fast. Just so you get an idea, you just go to the supermarket and get some handful of scallions, put them in some soil. They will root up really quickly. These are a week old. A week old. The old leaf growth will die off and new leaf growth will grow. So I just planted that in the old tub, and you can see by, if I go real close, the roots are already extending completely around this little flower pot. It's 100% going to grow too big for this tub because the tub is covered. I just wanted to see if they would grow in water, and now I have my answer. So I'll probably be moving those. I don't know where yet, but I'll probably put it in the tub in the greenhouse. This is shaded by my grapevine so that you can get the idea. The grapevine is probably the length of the yard. It grows around here, grows around my entryway. So I'm trying to keep some shade in here, and I'm a little bit of a bird sanctuary type dude. I don't like the cats, but I like the birds. And provide a lot of shade to kind of stabilize the temperature from day to night so it won't raise and drop so quickly. I have some guppy grass in here, and I have some kabamba. I have some java moss. This is a little piece of the sword that I pulled out of the super cube. I tried to stick it in here, but I don't know why it keeps floating up again. I'm gonna stick it back down there again. But nothing grows plants like natural sunlight. So if you got some plants you've been struggling with, try to let them start up outside. This was my lily bulb. I don't know why it's floating now, but lilies can do that. I didn't have it in a pot. Let me stick it, wedge it in here somewhere. Just kind of float it up. So sometimes I just let stuff do what it do and see what happens. What I'll probably do is get one of my baskets, one of these old baskets, and just weigh it down with a rock. And maybe I might just do that right now while I have it in my hand. My hand's already wet, so what the schmo. Put this in the basket, wedge it in there, drop the basket in. Guess what? Now you got a planter. The plants will just grow out through the openings in the basket. And once it, waterlogs, it'll just stay down there. But I did it a few years in a row and it's tend to work. Or you can just do the old method, put it in a pot with some gravel and secure it down like that. But it's chilling. Now, here's a word to the wise, and I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not going to run too long of a video, but if you got a standing water tub outside, there is a mosquito pellet that you can add to your tub so you're not breeding mosquitoes. This water is usually moving. It's not moving now. Tap water from the garden hose has chlorine in it until you dechlorinate it. That will stifle them a bit, but not 100% because they don't actually utilize the water. They just kind of incubate in the water. Otherwise, you want to get the little mosquito discs, plop them in the water. It doesn't hurt the fish. Some of them are made for ponds. You might want to look for those. Look, I'm getting algae growing on the bottom of these leaves. But yeah, you don't want to be a cesspool for mosquitoes. You want to do that early on so that control the population. Yes, your fish will predate on them, but not as fast as they can multiply in the water. So keep that under consideration. The fish are doing good. During this pandemic, it's really hard to get fish, so I've been moving a lot of them from inside. I have a lot of Danios, zebras. I'm thinking of even moving the killies out here. I'm really hesitant, but if I can get some killies out here, this would probably be an excellent time. I'm waiting for the temperature to stabilize a little bit before I do that, but this is the simplest setup. I got pothos growing in here from in the house, constantly cutting. This is starting to root up. I see a little root structure there. This is the chain sword that started off like that little piece I just showed you, like that. You can see that this was big enough to plant now. It's stabilizing. It will yellow up when you first put it outside because it has to adjust to the light and conditions. So you will get a little bit of die off. Don't panic. It will get rid of the old leaves. They'll yellow up. And it will grow new, nice, strong leaves. And you'll be all right. Now, I also put a lot of oak leaves in here, which I could take this off. Put a rock on top of them. Put some leaf litter in here to create that natural mum. Very healthy for the fish. Very good for the natural look. And it does foster, what would you call them? Micro crustaceans and things that naturally appear outside to flourish in your water. If you got shrimp, you can do that. I did shrimp last year. They multiply like hell, but try catching them. You can't see them because once you kick up this, once you kick that up, you can never find a shrimp in here. So if you're thinking about raising shrimp outside, don't use a substrate. That's all I can tell you. So this is D. I'm going to cut it out like that. Keeping my garden thumb green. Keeping my water thumb wet. Love, peace, and hair crease. Click the subscribe button. We're always in this game to learn. My goal is to go to bed smarter than when I woke up. And you can too. Just go out there and try. This is D, and I'm out. Thank you for watching. See you next time.